Busy day today after Judge Susan Nelson enjoined the lockout last night, but I think what came out of it and what surprised me most was Roger Goodell writing his op-ed piece in the Wall Street Journal where he presented the ultimate doomsday scenario and tried to make it seem as if the players were being so extreme that they were trying to end all of the things that we like about the NFL, the draft and the salary cap and the way free agency works and everything else. He created this sour doomsday scenario, which I think was incredibly unfair, and in fact, yes, I did call it a bunch of baloney about 7 different times. Here's what you got to remember, and I'll try to explain this as simply as possible. There were 2 lawsuits that have been filed by the players. The first was opined on yesterday by the judge. That was on the lockout. But the other bigger lawsuit is on whether or not the NFL is in violation of antitrust legislation. And in fact, they really are. And this is pretty simple. You're not allowed to have a draft. You're not allowed to have a salary cap in any other business, including this one, because they restrain trade. But for years and years, the players have been allowing the league to have all of those things, like a draft and a salary cap, because they've worked out a collective bargaining agreement together. So what that means is, look, we know what you're doing is illegal, but we're okay with it. We're not going to have a problem with it. We're not going to sue because we've worked out this nice CBA where you give us a certain percentage of the profits and we share all of that together. What the players eventually had to do, because the owners would not budge in the negotiation of the lockout that, by the way, they started by opting out of the collective bargaining agreement that currently was governing the league, the players said, okay, fine, we're going to have to file this lawsuit. Now, they're never going to go all the way through and say, all right, fine, no draft, no this, no that, no nothing. What they would do is force the league to the negotiating table where they can all work out a nice collective bargaining agreement together. It is all about leverage. Everybody knows that. So does Goodell. And what he did, trying to scare the people, scare the fans, scare everybody, and embarrass the players, I think backfired and embarrassed himself.